Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Farm Manager World. It's episode number 5. We are still in Europe on chapter number 3. It's not easy going green. We've currently entered a new phase in the chapter. We have more training to do. We have to create a large 1 hectare field, and we need to plant it with organic cabbage. The prep work was done in that last episode for this, but now as we enter into it, we've already bought one new tile, and it turns out after we bought the tile that there's a huge hilly region interfering with that land a little bit. And from the looks of it, to get a 1 hectare field, we're very likely going to need to place it right on down here, but we'll see about that here shortly. Here's also the other part, is it's organic cabbage that we need to plant, and the rules regarding organics: it has to be planted with a buffer zone between it and any production facilities, and it and any non-organic fields, such as our grass field or our blackcurrant field or our new field that we planted, which was initially being prepped for the organic cabbage before I figured out exactly what those rules are. But we've turned that into a sorghum field. So with those, we've got to move a little bit further away. The agriculture expansion techniques 2, I'd like to get that knocked out really first before we get into that one. And actually, we have to, because we can't plant a 1 hectare field until we have the agriculture expansion techniques 2. Right now, we're researching techniques 1, so we've got to get through that first. So that means we need to speed things up a little bit before we get there. And I need to start with the field. I need to see what that 1 hectare field is going to look like, whether it takes all of this space or whether we can get it planted up here a little bit closer to home and save that for future expansions. But like I said, I have a feeling we're going to be down there. No infrastructure until we have that field sorted out. One thing that I certainly could do that I haven't done is we have a full look of this field. We have a full look on that field. This field is fully. This field is not, I don't believe. Nor is this field, for that matter. $2,000. Let's get our soil survey on that field. I do not think that this field is completely done. It's not. 6,000. That's fairly cheap as well. Let's go ahead and get that field. And there's still more to do in regards to. That completes our field surveys for all of the existing fields that we have. It did use up close to 20K, but that's going to help us maintain each of these fields a lot better going forward. You can see we have a class 2 field here, and now we can change what we need regarding nitrogen, pH levels, based on what we need for the gooseberry. See, the field condition is certainly okay. Humidity levels 70 to 80, yeah, 75 is desired. We want a pH higher than 5.85 for sure, so let's bump that up to about 6.25. And we want nitrogen at 100. Meanwhile, our barley field, which has no crop rotation, so surprisingly the condition at 95% is a bit different than expected, as we have 2 more days left on that cabbage organic, or not, techniques 1, right? Okay, barley, we want, yeah, we're good on the humidity. Nitrogen, oh no, way too low. We need to get that up to a 100. 708's a little higher than it needs to. I'll just check the other fields and we'll get them all squared away. With all the fields in check, we are now ready to begin our next training. I know this would be fields, right? Yeah, there it is. Agriculture expansion techniques 2 allows us to get up to 1 hectare, which is what we're going to be aiming for next year. 20K, not cheap at all. Brings us down to 57, but it's still early in the month, so we should be making money soon enough. We actually have melons ready right now, so let's see what we can do if we have something contract wise for melons. And we do. How much do they need? 100 kilograms. Easy. Let's do it. Deliver. 29% bonus for that one. Happy to have it. and then we'll sell the rest. No, we have cabbage to turn into more cabbage seedlings, which the price on those is fairly decent. That's something we could sell after planting the field, but I have a feeling we're going to need more eventually. Extra 3,800 on the rest of the melons, with a roughly 1/3 increase on the first quarter. I'd say that's another 1,500 or so. So really that melon harvest is not much. I wonder how much these greenhouses cost. 5,000. Okay. So really that was 5,000 right there, that melon. Maintenance is 250 a month, but they don't take that long to pay off. But the more greenhouses you put up, the more staff you need, especially year-round staff. So, yeah, not necessarily tremendous cost, ratio there. But we spent 40K in just a couple of days there. We've already recovered more than 10K of that. Not enough space in warehouse. Our warehouse is full. Hold on. Let's see what's going on with the warehouse. What do we have that's filling it up? Oh, the straw. The straw needs to go. There's 1,000. That'll clear up a lot of space in the warehouse. Alright. Techniques 2 is done. We are ready to get started on our work with the field, as we've nearly covered off half of those expenses already in just about a week. Alright, here is the space for a 1 hectare field. It is going to take up pretty much that entire zone. It's a 25 by 25 grid footprint and 50K to create the field. It's not going to work on here right now with a couple objects that are out there, but it does look very much like we're going to need to place it down there, as I have a feeling that if 1 hectare puts you that there's no buffer zone, so we will have to put it at this bottom corner. So apparently our harvest for the lupine is going to be such that we can't harvest it right now. Oh, no. We don't have the harvester. Set that to manual. That should get it done fairly soon. It says there's not enough warehouse space, but I don't think that's the actual issue. We don't have a proper harvester yet. That's something we certainly want to invest in at some stage, some point in time. The other thing I'm confused about right now is they do not want to let us get that last little bit of the field. Is it too close to the hills? It doesn't seem like that's the case. But even when we go out into like the open space up here, there's no sign of being able to create. Yeah, certainly not up there because it doesn't have the space. But if we were to create a field here, we can't get past a certain stage. Not anything to do with finances. We just can't get a large enough field, even though we've finished the research. And it lets us, drag out to the size we need, but it's not letting me create the field. Alright, it looks like this area I just can't plant a field in. So it looks like if we're going to be able to get this 1 hectare field because of the hills, I'm going to have to buy additional land. That sucks. That's going to get expensive fast. I think it was like 250K. Oh, no. Not that bad. 37,000. But to now get a 50K or a 1 hectare field for 50,000, we're going to need additional funds. So this lupine field right now, I can't get it harvested even though we have nearly 50,000 space. So apparently it's going to bear more than 50,000 fruit. There's 2 ways to address this. There's make a 3rd warehouse, which gives us another 25K space. That's 12,000. Or we spend another 12,000 or so on a 2nd barn, then do 8,000 for research. That's going to allow us to increase storage space. Long term, I obviously want to do that, but I'm not sure how much it's going to increase it by. It may not be enough. So in the short term, I think a 3rd warehouse is in order. Especially as the cost is the same. Or is it about the oil plants? Ooh, it might be. It might be a barn space situation. There's your problem. Small silo. Small silo is all. That's what it's got to go in. We have 2 small silos, which means we have room for 10,000 minus the 250 that's being used currently. So we need additional silos. We do not have medium silo, upscaled silo construction. Let's find out what that research is like before we go and just throw up a 3rd small silo. Getting to the bottom of these little problems that show up one after another is sometimes tricky, but paying attention. Okay, we need 3 small silos before we can even do that. It's only 5,000 to get that, but we need that 3rd small silo. There we go. That was enough. We can now harvest the lupine, so we should see that coming in fairly soon. Let's get on with the process of making some money. We do have a black currant contract, but it's for jam. Would love to start getting into the production cycle of a lot of these things, and it seems like that is coming soon, but it's not coming yet. So let's go ahead and get the black currant sold. 15,000, and all that extra lupine is already set to sell auto down to 200. There's more coming in that's not yet in the warehouses, and that's going to get sold as well. Here's that 15,000. This is going to be plenty for a field, but we've got the turn of the month coming, so let's wait until we have that in August before we go and spend that 50K. We're up to 65,000. We've got other harvests going on right now with peas. That's usually a contract we can find. There's more lupine about to get sold. There's the turn of the month. We have 37,000. So right back where we were a week ago. But the turn of the month. So we covered the expenses. And now we'll see what else we can manage to do here to get up to that 50,000 sooner rather than later, hopefully within about a week or so. A lot of milk, a lot of eggs to sell at the moment. That should certainly help with that process. And we'll check on those peas and see if there's a contract out for that. No contract, so we'll just have to sell that for the 4,000 that we're able to collect from it. We've got a recent grass harvest. This, for some reason, was down to nothing. I don't know why this medium cow shed is struggling to get food, but we had cows getting pretty unhealthy. They're okay. They are not starving now, so that was a strange one that came up. But we're up to 59,000 a week into the month. Let's go ahead and slow things down, and now we should be able to properly do our field. The question is where to do it. We know we have kind of a zone out here. I think it starts right above this tree. Yes, there you go. All right, 50K. In fact, that's already growing. It's up to 64. And there she is. Okay, we have a field. That isn't the whole thing. We still need to create the field with cabbage organic. Let's go ahead and set that. It's going to move us right into... Okay, plant a large field of organic cabbage at the same time. Before you get a return on your investment in organic food, make sure you don't go bankrupt, right? Sell at least 500 liters of cow's milk and make an income of at least 30,000 a month by selling crops and livestock products. In the words of one of my lecturers at the University of Agriculture, for a farmer with efficient logistics, there is no such thing as too much livestock. I've already increased that, so we'll see how that one does. We do not have a scan on the field, but we can get the humidity right. 75 is fine for that. Okay. We need a road. Let's start with that. 2,300 is definitely not too much. We're going to go ahead and turn the road this way, make it an L shape. All right, that brings in the road. We're gonna need to not necessarily bring in power. No. All right. What they need from us now. Sell 500 cows milk. We've already done 155. We're easily going to do that within the 1 month. Big thing is income over 30K for 1 month, and that's not a problem. We had, what was it, 30K in expenses, and we made those 30K in a week. So over a month, absolutely no issues whatsoever. Of course, things are different day to day, but here comes our tractor and plow on to begin our massive 1 hectare field, and we will have that planted soon enough as well. So this part of the campaign should not take us too long. We'll keep an eye on things here as we speed things up. And this is also where I'm ever grateful for a second tractor, because if we had just one tractor, the time it would take to do this field alone, I mean, it could easily take the whole month to do this one field with one tractor. All of the other fields would go unattended for that month, so that would be such a huge problem. Cow's milk, task done. Third of the way through this next phase. It's August. It's going to be pretty iffy whether we're able to get this in and harvested before the end of the year. But then again, I think there is a button you can click for an early harvest, so we'll have to watch for that one, as we have a 4-month window and we are far from being planted. It's taking 4 days already, I believe, since we started plowing. Now 5, 6, looks like it's taking about a week, 1 week, just to plow the field. We're up to 20,000, no tractor available for the sorghum, but we should be, no, it's at Bear's Fruit. I think we need to put that on individuals, otherwise we don't have the plow available, so we'll put that on individual. We need to put this one back on now that it's been harvested. Put that back on tractor work. That one's at Bear's Fruit, there you go. We can put that on both. But there's more blackcurrant coming in. Still not at the 30K yet, but we've already made a 14,000 additional as we are cultivating the field, halfway through that process now. And the blackcurrant is still, no. Slow things down for a moment. We're at 30K. We've already made 20K just since the start of this thing, and now we have another blackcurrant harvest. Checking in to see if we can sell it for more. Not quite sure how. Oh, there it is. Wasn't showing up a second ago. It disappeared. 18,000 for this harvest. Nice. Getting the fields spec'd and getting the... Oof, that nitrogen is definitely not where it's supposed to be. Wondering if we just need to work on some crop rotation with some of these fields, but anyway. We've got to be very close on that 30,000 income. That's not net income, that's just straight up income. We easily do a lot more than 30K. And that is the field now cultivated. And apparently the nitrogen and pH are bypassed because of the organics nature. But this is... Whoa, what? 20,000 kilograms to fertilize? Holy crap. Yeah, in delivery. We are up over 50,000 though, so things are going well on this front. In fact, we've already brought in 40K, so I'm not sure how they're not counting that. It hasn't ticked off just yet, but the first sorghum harvest is inbound, and that means we want to change things. We want to add sorghum to the list of crops here, and then I need to change our auto trade Another grass harvest. Another turn of the month, we still have 31K, so we have come out of that down to 10K moment just fine. For some reason, they didn't count. Or I suppose they're going to wait a month instead of just you get to 30K and you're good. Or they're starting from counting at a new month. I don't know. I don't know what their deal is on why that's not already completed. Still waiting on the delivery of the manure. Oy, cultivating the field by hand because I turned off the tractor. Working it awfully quick though. Though we are massively sped up. Well, at this point there's zero chance of this field making it for this calendar year. It's going to end up in the spring. Oh, we got something that's going to expire? What? Oh, the cabbage seedling. Okay, we need to sell. We're gonna we gotta sell some of this, unfortunately. Okay. The seedling's going bad. Well, it's 34,000, and we do have the cabbage. We will make new seedling, and as we already just discovered, it's gonna be spring before we can do anything anyway. So, 34K. Whoa, buddy. There's your 30K income for a month. We just did it in an instant. And now we're down to just planting the field, which is not going to happen until March, 6 months from now. Okay, we just got our delivery of manure. We have another 1,000 kilograms in delivery. The problem here is just the sheer quantity that it requires for this field. 20K. I mean, do we even have the ability to store 20K manure? Where is our manure storage there? The storage is 20K. We have 13,000 right now. We have 10,000 in liquid manure. I'm sure that's what's been delivered. Oh, no. That's what we would want. So we're up to 13K, but we need 20K. So I think I need another manure storage facility just to make sure you have enough for that particular field, because then you have everything else as well. You have to go right to the top of what's there as we enter autumn. So yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap. Let's go ahead and get another one on the go here. We don't want this by the field. We don't want this by much of anything. I wish I could put it back there, but it won't fit. Will it fit right here? It will. Okay, we'll squeeze it in right there. Okay, melon's getting harvested, and black currant just got harvested. Let's check in on both of those, as always. And we do have a melon. There we go. Deliver extra 27% on that one. Thrilled to have it. Up to 116. Hey, folks, we are making some money right now. Not enough seedlings. The fertilizing happened finally. Okay, it's been fertilized. Ta-da! And we're on to planting. 3,400. Oh man, we were doing so good on that. It's gonna take a long time to get that 3,400. 400 at a time, but that was already since last calendar year. So I'm guessing it's got shelf life of about a year on it, is my estimate. Let's see here. What are we doing? Cabbage, bio, seedling. No, 120 days is all. 4 months? Yikes. Okay, that's gonna be a tricky one to get enough of it. And it's not a store-bought thing, so we can't just turn around and buy it at the store. If it needs 240, there might be delays. I want to make sure. Oh no, there's plenty of cabbage. There's 780. 19,000 for a second line of production. We might need that to get enough of the organic seed. This is something that makes profit anyway, but this might be a good time for some various training, like a 3rd level cowshed, 3rd level coop. Any of those would be nice, but they're locked for now. a pump for the greenhouse would certainly, the greenhouses would be nice. So let's go ahead and spend that 5K. It's end of October, but look at that, 130,000 as we enter November. And we just spent some money randomly that we really didn't need to spend. So I'm really impressed with how we are doing right now financially. After where we were, we are making bank at the moment. The extra lupine field or sorghum field has really helped us start turning a corner on profit. Having enough staff as we're making not just a little more than we're spending, and then having a hard time progressing in the campaign, we're now making significantly more than we are spending with these various harvests that we are partaking in, and then of course just that base income with the animals. Lots of harvests, one after another. 2 tractors, comfortably getting all of the work done. Almost tempted to buy a 3rd tractor, really. Still not of the mindset that I need to have a second set of everything. I think we're still okay with a single set. Just a 3rd tractor to go out and do all those various tasks, especially for the beginning of the year as another blackcurrant harvest comes through. Love how quickly we got through our sorghum harvest. With that, we've got ourselves set quickly to get back out there, get this cultivated, and getting all these fields prepped for winter, for the coming spring. No problem there. This might be our last. Yeah, I don't think we're going to quite make another one, so the grass is going to go dormant for the year. The blackcurrant, 11 days? That's not going to make it, is it? It's the 23rd, I believe. That's where we start winter. And that's going to make that blackcurrant field go dormant for the year. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this year's harvest. Pump. There's the pump. No water access. Build water pump to connect field to irrigation system. There's our pump. $5,050 a month. Gotta make sure that it's in the zone. Does it need to be against the road? It does not, so we can tuck it in right back here. Yeah, we need another training for that, so we're gonna have to just get 45K, buy a tractor. There you go. And we need another driver. We have room for one. There's a driver right there. Okay, we just hired another seasonal employee. We now have 6, just 2 more left to hire for the remainder of the year. And especially with 3 tractors, I think we're starting to catch up on the work. There's 1 more employee hired. Oh, we got something that's going to go bad. Please, please don't let it be what I think it's going to be. We're going to lose 100. 100 will expire. It does sell the oldest 100, so instead of it just going bad and disappearing, we sacrifice 100 of our quantity to stop it going bad. I think that's a good trade-off. Okay, we're up to the 9 of 9, so we have all 9 hired now. We have the personnel to do things. Alright, we've brought it down to 700 cabbage seedling pieces that we're short of, which means twice. Which now leaves us 700 short. I think some of it went bad, because we should only be 500 short, right? I think 200 of it went bad. So 2 more times. 2 more times we need to get that to go through. So I've been having issues with both of these back sheds, and we actually ended up losing all the animals over the winter. They all died. I think part of the problem was that our small silo in the vicinity was only set to 50. So having those resources closer by, having 200 of it there, should make a big difference, as I think we're warehouses or silos just weren't holding enough of the goods. So we should be doing a little bit better to keep them fed. We'll see if that remains the case as we have our new animals in place. And yeah, there's enough food for now. So I think that might have been the issue that I was having, and that's the constant thing here, that the discovery phase that I'm going through. No harvest yet, but finances have been stable on the year so far. We're down to 300, and we are so close. We are so close to having what we need for the seedlings. Once this goes through, we can finally plant the organic cabbage field. First harvest of blackcurrant. Okay, that's disappeared. Our warning for the 300 that we're short is back, or stayed the same anyway. So we have nothing going bad right now. So now it's a matter of this one happening before that one. Like, we are right there. We are that close. So here we are once again with it really, really close. Now, if its cycle is 1 day in our favor, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. If it's out producing by 1 day versus, oh man, this is. I wonder if I gotta get a second worker in here, right? It's got to go faster with a second worker. That is gonna be the key. Amelia Smith, you are a permanent employee who does production. Let's get somebody hired. Let's get somebody hired. We're walking this fine line. Production. Okay, we have more cabbage seedling that's about to go bad. We're well short of where we need to be, but we just are about to begin doubling the production. So we need to sell 400. Okay, we've got a request for barley. Let's go ahead and it's getting transferred. I hate that it keeps doing that. I think we're gonna have to sell 300 more and wait for one more cycle, which it's July. We're running out of time to get this thing planted for this year. I mean, obviously with double production, by next year we'd be golden, but that's next year. We've already waited. It's been 10 months since we've started this run, this part of this run. All right, folks. Well, we're going to leave this one on a cliffhanger. Will we? Won't we? I think the answer should be obvious on will we. We will. Right, with double the production. It will happen. But we're still losing stuff, and, we're still pressing through. This one was behind. Now it's ahead, so it is getting access a little bit faster. And here we go again. 400 more cabbage seedling. We're short by 1,100 right now. The 800 coming in soon will not cover that. It's tricky. It's tricky trying to get this one. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get there, right? Pretty sure we're going to get there. We're at 900 short at the moment. Now we're at 300. Okay, see, it calculated over. It's like the logistics part. Just complicates it. But we're not going to finish this next cycle until we again have stuff go. All right, folks, that's enough of this lingering issue for now. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm pretty sure we're there soon. But it's August. It's August. Will it be harvestable in under 4 months? That's a huge question. Or will it take a full, another 6 months? Get there in March. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.